Unit 0 notes, Math 1340, page number 6. Solving linear equations. To solve linear equations, first we simplify the given expression as much as possible. Step number 2, we combine like terms and isolate the variables. Usually it is an x, but it could be y or a or any other variable on one side of the equation. And step number 3 is to solve for y using algebra. Here is the first example. We want to solve the equation 2x plus 7 equals 19. So before I get into the solving of these equations, I just wanted to mention that linear equations means the equation has a variable, and that variable is of the first power or power 1. So when you have an equation and the power of the variable in that equation is 1 of the first power, then that is a linear equation. For example, 2a plus 1 equals 7. That is a linear equation because the variable here is a power 1. However, if I say squared here, this is not a linear equation. It has a different way of solving it. So with that being said, we're going to follow the steps. We're going to simplify the given expressions. In my case, I do not have any way to simplify this expression on the left side of the equation or the right side. So I will go to the next step, which is basically combine like terms and then isolate the variables that have the x. In other words, I want to isolate the first term, take the first term and isolate it. Notice how the 7 here is added. So to remove it from here, I will have to subtract it. When I subtract it from this side, I have to subtract it from the other side as well, because this equal sign means there is a balance. And if I do one thing to the left side, I have to do it to the right side to keep that balance. It's like a scale, and you need to keep the balance of the scale. It's like a scale, and you need to keep the balance of that scale. So whatever you do on the right side, you do on the left side, and etc. Now, if we do that, these will cancel together. We will have 2x equals 19 minus 7 is 12. So now we have 2x equals 12, but we're not interested in 2x. We want just 1x. So we need to eliminate the 2. The 2 is multiplied, so to eliminate it, we do the opposite operation of multiplication, which is division. So we divide here by 2, and we divide the other side by 2 again. Because this is an equation, it's a scale that we need to keep balanced. So whatever we do to one side, we do to the other side. The 2 cancels with 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So we have 1 times x is x equals 12 divided by 2 is 6. And that is the answer. Now, if you want to verify your answer, you're going to plug the 6 instead of the 2. So you will end up with 2 times 6 plus 7. Is that going to give me 19? Let's check it out. So 12 plus 7, is that equal to 19? Yes, 19 is equal to 19. So my answer is correct. Part B. Part B, you notice how we have a variable on both sides of the equal sign. So we need to simplify the expression on the left, and then we need to simplify the expression on the right. And then we need to gather all of the x's to one side and isolate the x and leave it by itself. So we're going to begin by simplifying the left-hand side. So first, I'm going to follow PEMDAS. There is nothing that I can simplify inside of the parentheses, so I'm going to move on to multiplication. The 4 is multiplied, so I have to distribute that inside. So I will end up with 4x minus 12 plus 12 equals. Similar on the other side. So I notice here 15 minus and then 5 times parentheses. So I do the multiplication first. So I will end up with 15 minus. Negative 5 times x is negative 5x. Negative 5 times positive 6 is negative 30. So now I will simplify the right-hand side and the left-hand side. 4x minus 12 plus 12, I noticed that minus 12 plus 12 are like terms, so I'm going to add them together. They actually cancel out because one is positive and one is negative. So I will end up with 4x on the left-hand side equals 15 minus 5x minus 30. I noticed that negative 30 and 15 are like terms, so I'm going to add them together. So I have 15 minus 5x minus 30. 15 minus 30 is negative 15 minus 5x. Now, I will need the x's to be on one side, and anything else I need to get rid of or leave it on the other side. So I'm going to remove this term from here and try to take it to the other side. To eliminate it from here, it's subtracted, so I'm going to add it. And I will add it to the other side as well. What that does, it eliminates it from the right-hand side. Now I have 4x plus 5x, that is 9x, equals negative 15. The last step here is to divide both sides by 9, because I want just to find the x, so I had to divide everything by 9. So if I divide this side by 9, divide this side by 9, I will end up with x equals negative 15 over 9. If you want to simplify that, you divide both by 3. So you end up with x equals negative 5 over 3. And that is the answer. Question part C. 1/2 x plus 1/4 equals 3/8 of an x. Notice how I have a denominator here. It is kind of annoying to have that denominator, these denominators. So we want to remove all of these denominators. So we use the least common multiple. And as you can see here, number 8 would work perfectly to eliminate the 2 and 4 and the 8. So I will multiply everything by 8. What this does, when we multiply 8 times 1 is 8, divided by 2 is 4, so it will result in 4x. 8 times 1 is 8, divided by 4 is 2, equals 8 times 3 is 24, divided by 8 is 3x. So as you can see here, we eliminated the denominators by multiplying every single term by the least common multiple. Now we're going to solve this linear equation. We need to gather the x's together. So I see that this x here on this side, I don't like it. I can basically eliminate it. Or since I have the 3x here, I can basically eliminate the 3x from the other side since there is a number with it. So we'll go with the latter choice. So I will subtract 4x from that side to eliminate it, and then I'm going to subtract 4x from right-hand side to keep the balance. These will cancel together. On the left-hand side, I will have the 2 equals 3x minus 4x is negative x. I'm not interested in negative x, so what do I do to eliminate the negative? I will multiply with negative 1, and I have to do that on the other side as well to keep the balance. So I will end up with x equals negative 2, and that is the final answer. Part D, again, notice how I have denominators, fractions. Usually I don't like to work with fractions, so I will eliminate them from the start, and then the process is going to be a little bit easier. The greatest common multiple is 6. It will eliminate the 3 and the 6. So I will multiply every single term by 6. Multiply here by 6, multiply here by 6, multiply here by 6. I will get 2 times 6 is 12, divided by 3 is 4. And then x minus 3 remains. Plus 6 times 1 is 6, divided by 6 is 1, equals 4 times 6 is 24. Now, I will follow PEMDAS, so I have to distribute the 4 inside. I will get 4x minus 12 plus 1 equals 24. Notice how I can combine -12 and 1 together. These are like terms, so I will have 4x. -12 plus 1 is -11 equals 24. Now, I want to solve for this term right here, so I will need to eliminate the 11. I will add 11 since it's subtracted. I will add 11 here, and I will add 11 to the other side to keep the balance. These will cancel together. I will have 4x equals 35. The last step would be dividing both sides by 4, and that will give me x equals 35 over 4, and that would be the answer.